How many people have children but secretly wished they didn't? This is what I read from Reddit, so I'm going to share with you what I think and my life experience. And before that, I'm going to read you some comments from Reddit. This one got the highest upvote. This person says, "I don't wish I didn't have them, but I do wish I would have waited and chosen a better partner to have children with." And the other person says, "My son is both the best and worst thing that ever happened to me." Another person says, "I'm a teacher, and judging from what I've seen, the answer is a lot of people." And there are a lot of parents complaining their difficulty with their teenagers who are going through puberty. I think this is probably many parents struggle. Like this one says, "I love my son to no end, but he just entered full on teenage phase and it hit him hard. And his son used to be the sweetest human being, but now turns into a demon, into a monster." And another guy just says, "I love my kid, but I just hate being a parent." Oh, this one. "I have 3 and 1 stepchild. I love them. I will do anything for them, but I hate this. I miss the me time. I miss sex in the kitchen. I miss sleeping in and my day off. I miss doing whatever thing I wanted. They always need something, and once you think you got one figured out, the next one has totally different needs and responses and etc." And this is the woman, I guess. She says, this is exactly why my husband and I, both in the mid-40s, opt out of having kids with 0 regrets. We just love our lifestyle, relationship, and I respect anyone that procreates, but it most certainly wasn't for us. And this guy says, "We have a cat. The cat is amazing. I'll die for her, but no kids, thanks." And there are a lot of comments like quoting other people's story, and that's why they waited on having kids. They postponed having kids or decided not having any kids. And this woman says, "I only regret it because I'm not the greatest mother. Nobody is the greatest parent. Everyone is just doing their best." The other commentator replies. Well, so these are some of the upvoted comments. I think the majority of people commented there. Maybe they feel this topic, and I would say a majority of them says don't have kids or regret having kids. I think this data could be biased. Maybe people who are happy with their kids don't have the time to log on to Reddit because they're too busy taking care of their children. And if they're happy, maybe they don't want to respond and to tell the world, "Hey, how I am happy and fulfilled with the children I have," right? So that's interesting. And well, me, I'm in my mid-40s, and my wife is 2 years younger than I, and we don't have children. We used to think we must have children to be happy, to be fulfilled. We had this formal feeling because in our culture, it's very uncommon for couples over like their 30s that are still childless. Your parents or your relatives or your friends will start urging you, "Hey, come on, you're gonna do it before it's too late, right? You're gonna raise your children." Especially the older people, the older generation, they would say, if you have children and then they will take care of you when you are older, you become dependent. And that is in our culture, and this is particularly in Chinese culture, a very traditional mindset is that if you have children, that is the disrespect to your ancestors, etc. But I think newer generations, people are changing in the way they view parenthood, in the way they view their life, and in the way people pursue happiness and fulfillment. And we used to have this FOMO feeling, and we also got mixed signals from my friends and colleagues and relatives, right? Because all you see is that I would say the majority of my peers who is around my age, or maybe like 10 years younger than me, most of them have children, and some of them, their children are already like 10, 15 years old. And judging from the Facebook comments, the Facebook post of them, you would believe they are really happy with their children, because there's always like, sometimes I don't understand, the parents would write letters to their children publicly. This is really cringe for me, but I read these kind of things quite often on Facebook. And of course, some people I admire and some people I trust told me that having children is the best thing that they ever encounter or experience in their life, even though it is not an easy thing to be a parent or parents, to raise children. But they think all the sacrifices, all the stolen moments, all the me times are worth it once your children smile at you, or your children loves you, and they think everything is paid off. In a way, I believe that is true, but also I have friends who secretly told me that their spouse or themselves actually grew depressed and unhappy after they have children. So I think different people might have different experience. And my analogy and my philosophy of this is that I think we are navigating through life, right? And life is a journey. And at the end, we have limited time in life. And since we're on this journey, different people may be taking different paths. And there's no right or wrong on the path, because on each path, you will see and witness different scenery. You would meet with different people. You would learn different life experience, and there are different kind of ecstasy, happiness, joy, anxiety, stress, or regrets on the different path, and it is all different. So some people finish the journey faster and some people slower, but at the end, you are on your own. You are on this path with your loved ones, and there's no right or wrong, and there's no regret pills once you've chosen a path. So as we grew older, and even though we are childless, actually we are very happy with each other, and we love each other even though we're just two people together. And I think that is a very important milestone and very important foundation to have a good relationship, first with yourself and the second with your spouse. Because many of the comments that I read from the Reddit and some of the people posting their regrets, right? A common thing is that they don't regret having children. They don't regret raising children, but they regret not having chosen the right partner to have children with. Because raising children is not an easy task, and marriage is not an easy task. So you need someone who complements you as a whole, someone who supports you, someone who has shared the same value, share the same similar worldview, and you can be happy and content together, right? I remember there was a quote, the happy marriage is composed of two happy people. That means you don't work out marriage, you are together and you get married because you guys are fitting to each other. And I think this also applies to raising children. As a parent, first you need to ensure this person you are with is worth you spending the rest of your life and worth of spending the rest of your life journey with. I think that's the first thing. And I think having children, whether you do it or you don't regret about it, because it is just a different path. And maybe for some people there's are struggles or difficulty upfront in this path, but at the end, when you look back, you will find your journey and your path is unique to you, to yourself as an individual, and to you and your partner, and to you and your family as well. So I think the best solution is not to regret, but accept whatever happens and just maximize what you can get out of it and enjoy what have you chosen and enjoy your path. Thank you. I'll talk to you next time.